There has been some pretty weird released over the years when it comes to video game accessories. All the gaming giants are guilty of it. From controllers that make no sense to kooky add-ons meant to make your gaming experience more unique. Our list today has it all. It's the top 10 weirdest console accessories. Bizarre, unbelievable, and often outlandish, these peripherals all at one point were thought to have been great ideas. Meaning someone somewhere in a boardroom signed off on all of these, which, like, considering the oddities on our list, will probably have you chuckling quite a bit. So with that in mind, let's get to it. Starting us off in at number 10, the Nintendo Power Glove. The Nintendo Power Glove is often cited as an early attempt at virtual reality technology in gaming. Back when it was released in 1989 though, it was nowhere near where we are with VR now. The glove, made by Mattel rather than Nintendo, was clunky to wear, and was only supported by 2 titles, and often the controls would act up, either being inaccurate or just flat out unresponsive. A for effort, I suppose? The other controls on the glove that weren't motion operated were located on the wrist of the glove gauntlet thing, which also made playing uncomfortable and not intuitive. The only reason the Power Glove lands this high on our list rather than, being like number 1 is because of how many other times we featured it in other lists of ours when it comes to weird controllers and impractical accessories. Yay, Power Glove. Gotta leave some room for the other odd crap in the history of gaming. Up next at 9, Rob. ROB is the acronym for Robotic Operating Buddy. Unlike our last number, ROB was actually produced by Nintendo. Essentially, this little dude who strikes a painful resemblance to Wall-E was a toy meat controller, and responded to optical signals coming out of your television screen. ROB was an overcooked attempt of Nintendo's to try to win over consumers at the beginning of the 1983 North American game crash, in which there was a recession in the video game industry due to oversaturation of unsold titles, like the infamous E.T. game for the Atari 2600. Up next, number 8, the Game Boy Camera. Man, when I was a kid, these things were all the rage. You could take photos on your Game Boy and then print them out like a photo booth. Whoa, neat. As you can imagine, the Game Boy camera and printer did not age well in the era of smartphones, but at the time this was the precursor to cell phone selfies. It's actually pretty cool since the system incorporated games with the camera in an interactive manner. Rather, the biggest complaint about this was the printer, and a lack of support for the tech. Plus, if you didn't buy the printer, you were kinda shit out of luck in terms of finding a way to print off your pictures. Let me just pull up my thermal printer that I've got lying around the house. In the 90s. Said no one. Up next at number 7, the NYKO hip clip. When you're carrying around your Game Boy, don't you just wish you had something you could clip your handheld console onto that would second as a fashion accessory, as fashionable as a phone clip on someone's belt is? This accessory took that one step further, letting gamers carry their Game Boy around and have it available at a moment's notice without ever having to worry about the nuisance of opening up a carrying case. Cause oh gee whiz, isn't that the most annoying thing ever when you have to unzip your carrying case with your Game Boy in it and it's all protected and padded and carries your other accessories? Oh no, I hate it so much. Cutting the crap though, it seems like an accessory that would be more weight than it's worth, making your belt heavy and not helping your belt much when it comes to achieving what its actual purpose is, holding up pants. But really, there's nothing like a NYKO hip clip to ensure that your pants will never come off again, in a sexual way. You'll be repulsive. And at number 6, the Wii Inflatable Kart. You know what will improve your Mario Kart game? Sitting inside an inflatable go-kart, that's what. Or at least that was the logic behind this creation. Essentially, this blow-up toy is a clip-on device for the Wii Remote that lets you sit down and pretend you're driving a real go-kart while you play the game. Luckily, back when it was still available, it wasn't overly pricey. And hey, for those of you who actually bought one of these things, I guess it probably makes one hell of a pool accessory these days. Silver lining? And at number 5, the SEGA Dreamcast Fishing Rod. What is it with these sports gaming accessories? The SEGA Dreamcast Fishing Rod was exactly that, a fishing rod themed controller. But considering its purpose, unless you really love fishing games on the Dreamcast specifically, kinda felt a little extra, didn't it? But perhaps the best part about this controller though was that outside of the small handful of fishing titles that it was supported by, it would also work with other games the likes of Soul Calibur, which is strange as but when you think about it, it's pretty hilarious. At least I'd imagine it'd be pretty funny to try out, using your fishing rod to, kick some ass. Yeah. And at number 4, the Sega Scope FAMICOM 3D. Wanna look like Ray Charles and see just as well as he could when playing your favorite game? Is that too much? If your answer is no, then the Sega Scope is most definitely not for you. This contraption combined LCD glasses and field sequential 3D in order to make your normally 2D game appear to be 3D. All in all, it was like a super flashy version of one of those old 3D glasses that you'd get at movie theaters before, 3D movies actually became more sophisticated in their technology. What killed this accessory wasn't its mechanics though. Rather, it was the fact that sales were pretty low thanks to poor advertising. And at number 3, the Aura INTERACTOR. In the early days of gaming, there were no wireless DualShock controllers that rumbled in your hands ever so slightly to make the action of your game more immersive. Instead, there were various weird gimmicky accessories that companies created in hopes of simulating that kind of vibration, and hoped you didn't use it for something dirty. The oddest of them was the Aura INTERACTOR. This big fella came with straps that let you attach it onto you like a vest, or as a cushion on the back of your seat, and it vibrated in an attempt to make you feel the gameplay. It also had a speaker in it that would emit feedback. As you can imagine, didn't work all that well. And for its price point of $99, not too many people were eager to buy into it either. Up next, number 2, the Wii Bowling Ball. I can almost 100% guarantee that no one, when looking at the Wii Bowling Ball, thinks, oh wow, that's a really intuitive piece of sports-inspired gaming technology. Now for starters, Wii Sports was actually pretty cool. It found a way of enticing gamers to get more active. But many of the accessories were slightly laughable, including this little dude. A bowling ball that acted as a controller. The funny thing was, when you mounted the Wii controller inside of the ball, it actually made the controller less precise. Therefore, your bowling game just kind of sucked more. Also, the controls are on the ball, that's weird. And finally, in at number 1, the Nintendo Switch Neck Stand. Finally, an accessory that's still relevant, unfortunately. This little weird creation is for the perpetually lazy. Don't feel like holding up your Switch? Is it too difficult for your tender little muscles to hold? Well, fear not, you can use this neck stand to hold up your screen for you. Unfortunately, it doesn't come with a controller stand, you lazy bastard, if that was one of the thoughts that went through your mind. It just goes to show that the gaming industry will never really run out of its absurd attitude when it comes to pointless peripherals. Let's just put my Switch around my neck. Why? Alright, there we have it, friends. Have you ever owned one of these items? Would you ever try one out just for shit and giggles? Let us know in those comments below. If you dug this video, spread the love and hit that like button, and be sure to subscribe to our channel for more gaming videos, from lists to news to fan theories to some more dumb shit. In the meantime though guys, thank you for watching. I'll catch you all in the next video.